Hey everybody, welcome to the Breakroom Breakdown, your weekly stop for sports news. We're into week 3 of football right now, and, well, it's going to be an interesting week. Due to time constraints, we've had to cut one of the larger portions of our show, ironically the segment called The Breakdown. I'm just going to rush through a little bit here and give you the basic layout of what's going to happen in week 3 of football. So, starts off again, Sunday is a very busy morning, or afternoon, actually it starts at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock for us here on Eastern
the
time.
Vikings and the Panthers coming up. That will be in.
Yeah,
I would actually bet on, for fantasy, I would bet on Ronnie Hillman because he was just signed by the Vikings and will probably be their starter now that Adrian Peterson is gone. We also have the Broncos.
So to note, Adrian Peterson is not playing due to an injury. Arian Foster has been injured. Doug Martin
has been
is
injured.
Officially out for the season.
The apocalypse for the running backs has just started.
They've had a hard life.
Hard life. All right.
Moving on, we have a couple more games. I mean,
4.
Here we have Titans and Raiders, and I think that's gonna be it. Your thoughts?
I agree with you.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on, we have the 49ers and the Seahawks. That's gonna be a defensive tangle, except being that Kaepernick's not playing, we may actually see the 49ers be good for once. Let's just
Broncos
say
and the Bengals will be a great game just because it's the Broncos. Who cares about the other one? All right, now we've run up all our time, so we can't even talk about the 4 o'clock games, but I'll just say they're good.
There's a lot of games in the 4 o'clock time span, 4:30 or 3:30 if you're on Central Time, and they're the ones to watch for. They're the good games.
And we got night game, Chicago and Dallas, and we're not even going to commentate on that one. That is boring.
Fantasy break. Okay, this is going to be a quick segment about what's going on in the fantasy world. Steelers, Eagles. Both teams have shown themselves to be pretty solid on offense so far, and Carson Wentz has had a really decent start off to his season. Some people may even call it spectacular. So,
not for fantasy.
I wouldn't, but as a quarterback, he's doing very well. I would say that'd be a good game to watch for, just because the game's going to be interesting. But I would stack Steelers on the side of fantasy rather than the Eagles. Moving on to the Jets and Chiefs, which earlier you'd said that might be an interesting game for fantasy.
It might be an interesting game for fantasy. I do have Jamal Charles on my team. I'm not playing him, but for the Jets, I got Brandon Marshall. Always a good bet to bet on.
I would say this is just going to be a very interesting game for fantasy. You have to be selective about who you go, but it could go either way. Really, Jets in the past have been known for having a defense but not really an offense, and that's changed this year.
Well, another sneaky game to look at is the Browns and Dolphins. Dolphins have no defense, Browns have no defense, but both have somewhat of an offense, and I think it'll be a pretty good game.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Worst Plays of the Week. This is a segment where myself and Zach bring to you our favorite worst plays that occurred during last week. Alright, the cool thing about this is you get to vote on which play you think is the absolute worst play of last week. So the worst play, or in our words, the best worst play. And so you either vote Team Zach or Team Jared based upon which play you think is the worst. We'll give you our reasons why we believe ours is. And whoever loses, whoever gets the least amount of votes, has to perform a punishment of the other person's choice. We did this last week, and there will be a punishment coming at the end of this episode. Stay tuned for that.
And your vote counts because we're going to pretend we live in a swing state right now.
Okay.
If you live in New York, it doesn't.
All right,
if you're a Republican.
This is the Carolina and San Francisco game, and
bounce right between his legs. Ooh.
Okay, this is what is supposed to be a kickoff return, but as you can see, it bounces right next to his foot.
Boink.
He goes to grab it, and those balls, the footballs can be extremely slippery, but that's a little absurd.
He's also in the NFL, guys. This is my play. Denver here, Simeon's in the back, throws it, picked. All right, he's going, and he falls down.
All right, let's have this one more time.
He fell down. Look, Simeon, perfect route, picks it perfectly, home free. No one can stop him.
Okay, well, we can't really fault this guy too much. I mean, he did tear his ACL.
Oh, come on.
All right,
let's move on to something that actually
cast your votes.
This is time.
We're presenting a trophy.
Yes, this is the trophy for the worst player who played. We will present
the worst player of last week gets an award from us.
Yes.
It's a high honor,
and you get to keep. It's like the Raspberry Awards, just not for movies. It is the World Cup. You get the World Cup for being the worst football player. You win the World Cup.
Who gets this cup? Who gets this cup?
Who gets this cup?
The award goes to.
We have a lovely parting gift. It is Jameis Winston. Congratulations.
There's your World Cup.
So proud of you right now.
Jameis Winston, if you want to come and claim this,
you can claim it. Really,
come to the show.
Sure.
We're on the road. We're traveling. Catch up with us whenever you can.
We won't be coming to Florida anytime soon, so you're going to have to come to us.
Stay tuned for next week and see who wins the next award. And if it is Winston again, he is proclaimed the temporary king
of the worst plays
that
ever.
Players. Hey everybody, welcome to this segment of the show, the segment we don't have a name for, also known as the Colin Segment.
We should have known that.
Yeah,
all right.
Probably. Here we've got Levi Mills on the line right now to come and talk to us a little bit about some of the stuff that's happening. So, hey Levi.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Doing well. Good to have you on the show.
So, are you a Michigan Lions fan?
Detroit.
Definitely Michigan Wolverines all the way.
I would not. Don't admit to that. All right, strike that from the record, Your Honor.
All right. Just a couple questions we've got here. Just to get your perspective on what's happening in the scene right now. What do you think about all the Colin Kaepernick stuff happening with him standing or sitting in protest of the American flag during games? What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think it's a little bit disrespectful, but it's honestly, if you want to know my honest opinion, it comes down to it's his right to sit if he wants to sit. I'm not really gonna tell him he has to stand. Do I think he should stand? Obviously, but I just think it's a little bit out there to be sitting during the national anthem.
Yeah, and we've got some other players who've called in protests of a sort to this protest. Some of them even saying, like Richard Sherman, that it's a gesture or an issue that you should keep off the field because the field is meant for playing and any political opinions you have should be kept elsewhere. What do you think about that?
You know what? I agree with that. I mean, honestly, it's football. It's a game. And I know these people are in a position of influence, and that's why they're doing it, is to have the biggest impact on what they think is right. But I mean, I just don't think a football field is the right place to do it.
All right, absolutely. I agree with you there.
All right, here's one for you. Which one do you think will happen first? Do you think that the world will end through nuclear fusion, or the Michigan Lions will win the Super Bowl?
Which will happen first?
Yeah, which one's going to happen first?
Oh, I think the world's going to end before the Lions win a Super Bowl.
There we go.
Ouch.
Nice one.
And that's coming from a Michigan fan right there. So, although the Lions may win one before the Vikings do.
I don't know, man. We're still pretty bad.
Well, maybe like 10 years from now you'll have your season. I was about to say maybe this year will be it, but not based upon the start we've got now. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming in on the show with us, Levi, and talking a little bit about stuff. It's good to have you here.
Absolutely, it was good. Good calling in. Good being here.
All right. Well, maybe next time we'll talk to you again. But this is the segment we don't have a name for. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching and liking this video. And who lost?
Come on, guys. Really? Come on.
He lost. Kenny Stills beat him, even though Kenny Stills was horrible. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, he won. He lost by one vote.
Lost by one vote. This is what I got.
Oh, look, it's.
This is the Little Pigeon River in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's
probably
stinky,
cold.
It's nasty. It's cold.
And he's gonna jump in, guys, because you guys don't like him. But
Okay, since you guys probably won't stay tuned afterwards, I'm gonna say this right here. Be sure to like our Facebook page, comment, to vote him to get the next punishment. Please.
Yeah, whatever.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that jazz, guys. Please get involved and do that. And I'm gonna jump in this water real quick.
He's gonna jump in the water. Here we
Watch
go.
for future episodes. Ready?
One.
Oh, great. 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Thanks for watching the Breakroom Breakdown.
Thank
we'll
you,
be
guys.
back next week with more amazing content.